Alright, how you guys doing today? Today, I want to talk about Google I/O. And not just what happened at Google I/O, but also the significance and where I think some of this stuff's going to go. Let's start with something simple. If you don't know what Google I/O is, Google I/O is a developer term for in and out, which is kind of the base of programming, in a way. That might not be the best explanation. But it's a developer conference, where they talk about technology they're working on, things that developers can utilize in the future on applications, on services, and this is going to get really nerdy and technical. So if you're not super into tech, you know, you can check out the normal vlog. Otherwise, let's jump right in. Alright, so the first thing I'm excited about, bots. And what is a bot? Or more specifically, a chatbot. Now you might be thinking AOL Instant Messenger, the chatbots, you could pretend to talk to them and they pretend to talk back to you. This is not really that. A bot is something that, currently, is something that automates some process for you. For example, here's a short clip of the Google Assistant bot automatically reserving a table for you in a conversation you're having with a friend.
And in messaging, that really means bringing the Google Assistant right into your conversation with friends. So I'm going to show you how the Assistant can help in Amit and Joy's conversation. So they're planning a dinner, and Joy now says she'd like Italian food. The Assistant intelligently recognizes that they could use some tips for Italian restaurants nearby. And you can see its proactive suggestion at the bottom of the screen there. Tapping this brings up restaurant cards that everyone in the chat can see. These are powered by Google's Knowledge Graph, which means that Allo can help with all kinds of information in the real world. So there's some back and forth about which restaurant to go to, and it looks like they're leaning towards Cucina at 7 o'clock. So Amit taps on the restaurant card to bring up more details. Looks good. Serves pasta, which we know Joy fancied. So Amit can now go ahead and make a reservation right there through OpenTable. The Assistant prompts him to confirm the number of diners and what time they want to eat. And now they're booked and ready to go. So what we're seeing here...
Very freaking cool. And what does this mean for the future? Basically, from my point of view, a lot of things that are mundane tasks or things that don't necessarily, or things where you just don't necessarily need a human person to interact with, will become more of an easy automated type of system. For example, Domino's now lets you just text them a pizza emoji and they'll just automatically start an order for your most favorite ordered item. That's a bot. A bot that gets the emoji, says, okay, this is from this number, I know who it is, let me check their account. Oh, I know this is their most ordered pizza. All right, let's make an order for this. This is their address, but no. This is the store closest to them. Put in the order, boom, and they'll respond to you in a text saying, order started. So all you had to do was one small thing. Basically, you're telling the bot in some way, shape, or form what you want, and then it knows what you need, does all the rest for you, and then tells you, hey, it's good to go. And that is really exciting to me. I think it's really cool to see technology not only getting more powerful, but it's now finally really starting to get smarter, where it understands what we need contextually and will actually start doing things for us without us needing to tell it every step of the process. Another big thing they're working on now is what's called instant apps. And they have a lot of good use cases for them. The main concept of an instant app, have you ever got a link from a friend, and let's say it's a link to an item that they sell on Amazon? Normally you'd click it and it'd open an internet browser, you'd load the page, you'd see the product, cool. However, websites are just inherently never as good as applications. They can't run with the same level of resource allocation that like a regular application can. And let's be honest, you probably don't have the Amazon app installed, especially if you're not shopping on Amazon every day. So if you get the link, you click it. Now, instead of having to open an internet browser, the Google Play Store automatically pulls the part of the Amazon application down so that you can then run the app live in Android like a normal application. You don't have to install it. Once you leave, it's gone. Or like this example.
So let's say my friend Michael sends me this link to Tasty on BuzzFeed Video. And let's be completely clear. Let's be honest with each other. I do not have the BuzzFeed Video app installed on my phone. So what we're going to do is we're going to tap the URL, and it's going to take me right into BuzzFeed Video's Android app without installing it. Ficus, go. What's happening here is Google Play is fetching only the pieces of the app that we need right now. There. We are in the Android app, and I didn't even have to install it. It was pretty fast too, right? So here you can see there's a bunch of different videos showing to make a whole bunch of different recipes, and the videos start playing automatically. Remember, it's a real Android app, right? And I can just swipe and go to the next video really quickly. The app was able to open so fast because it's been split up into modules. When Ficus tapped the link, Google Play downloaded only the code that was necessary to display this screen. And if I want to keep BuzzFeed Video on my home screen, it's simple to install the app right here.
It's complete on-demand application, and that is amazing. Now, I only picked 2 things to focus on in this video, and there's a reason for that. There's a lot of other cool stuff that happened to Google I/O. As a developer, I can say a lot of other cool stuff. VR is awesome. The new messaging apps are pretty cool. However, I picked bots and instant apps for a reason. Because I see the progression in technology and where we're going as a technological community. And I think smart applications, bots, and instant access to applications is really where the future is going to go. Bots. So I wanted to talk about bots because machine learning is what really powers bots. And what this means is, you ever seen the movies where the robots get smart and they take over the world? Well, that's what machine learning is. I'm not going to scare you guys. What this means is you take some sort of machine or some sort of program or some sort of application and you allow it to learn by itself. Here's a really cool example.
First, robotics. At Google, a bunch of 20%ers decided to help trained robots to pick up objects. You can see it behind me. This is not new. You usually do it by writing control system code. You program the robots with rules. But this time, they decided to use deep learning techniques. So you create a continuous feedback cycle so that the robots can learn hand-eye coordination by themselves using deep learning. As you can see, they keep doing it, and they keep learning it over and over again. And over time, they get better, and they even learn natural and useful behaviors. So for example, the robot is nudging the stapler away to pick up that yellow object. We didn't write that rule. The robot learned it automatically using deep learning. So it's an amazing example of what machine learning can do.
Now, see, that's not a machine that's ever going to take over the world. But it is learning through machine learning to get better at the job it does. And that is amazingly cool because as a programmer, I can't necessarily think of every possible use case. I can't think necessarily that an object might be in front of another object and we might have to have it move the one object out of the way so we can pick it up. So allowing it to go through the experiences and learn things as it goes gives it the ability to learn how to handle situations which the programmer or the original creator would not have thought of. And my last example with machine learning is the AlphaGo tournament. This is a tournament where a computer played an AlphaGo, and let me just roll the clip.
Go is an ancient Chinese board game. There's a simple 19 by 19 grid, but it is one of the most complex games humans have ever designed. It has more possible board configurations, many more possible board configurations than there are atoms in the universe. Beating Go for computers was widely considered to be the grand challenge for AI, and most people thought it wouldn't happen for another decade or so. So we are really thrilled that AlphaGo was able to achieve this milestone recently. One thing worth calling out, in the second game, there was a move 37 by AlphaGo. It changed the course of the game and is now widely considered one of the most beautiful Go moves ever seen in tournament play. It was not just an intuitive move, but a very creative move. We normally don't associate computers with making creative choices. And so to us, this represents a significant achievement in AI.
That part gets me every time. It made a creative decision. That is something that still sort of terrifies me, even as a technologist, it still sort of terrifies me. But it is the coolest thing ever. A machine taking all these options and saying, you know what? I really like this idea. I'm going to do this move, and and people are going to say it's artistic. Where we're going to be in 10 years from now, I have no idea. But it's instant access and bots and machine learning is where I really see the future going. Thank you guys so much for watching. Doesn't have to make sense. See you next time. Are they jackhammering? Seriously? You try to film a video, man. I'll tell you.